In this video, we're basically going to review an entire unit in a single video. We're going to talk about the rules for exponents. So the first thing is the original definition you learned for an exponent a long time ago is that it's just a repeated, or it's a shortcut for repeated multiplication. So a raised to the n just means you're going to have a times itself a bunch of times. How many times n is, all right, you have that many copies of a being multiplied. So we look at some examples. First, we have 4 to the third power 4 cubed. All right, this is going to be 3 copies of 4. When you do the multiplication, you just do it in steps. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. All right, so 4 cubed is 64. All right, next we have 3 to the second, or 3 squared. That's just 2 copies of 3. And we get 9. Again, the most common mistake people will make is just multiplying these two numbers, so getting 6 for this one and 12 for this one. I bet you're multiplying by the same number, 4 times 4 times 4, 3 times 3. So go ahead and try 2 to the 4th on your own. And when you do 2 to the 4th, you should get 16. All right, 4 copies of 2, you get 16. So the next one we learned at the start of our unit about exponentials was what is a negative exponent. All right, a negative exponent is just going to turn your answer to a fraction. It's basically changing the location of your exponent. All right, so if we have a to the negative n, all right, that negative exponent wants to make this into a fraction, and it moves it to the bottom of the fraction. All right, so a to the negative n is just 1 over a to the n. So negative exponent is just going to flip things over a fraction. If it's already on the bottom of the fraction, well, then it wants to move it to the top. So 1 over a negative fraction is going to turn into a positive fraction up there. All right, so 4 to the negative 3. All right, the first thing I would do is take care of this negative exponent, make this 1 over 4 cubed. And then remember the previous example is 4 cubed. That's 4 times 4 times 4. And that's 1 over 64. So 4 to the negative 3 is 1 over 64. 3 to the negative 2, again, the first thing you do, take care of that negative exponent, becomes 1 over 3 squared. And then 3 squared is 3 times 3. And you get 1 over 9. Now, so go ahead and try the last one, 2 to the negative 4 on your own. And when you do 2 to the negative 4, you should get 1 over 16. The most common mistake students will make with negative exponents is just putting the negative in the front and just getting negative 64. I would just try to remember that it's because the negative is in the exponent, it means something different than our traditional negative numbers. All right, so the last type of exponent we have is a fractional exponent. So what happens when the exponent is a fraction? And the thing we have to remember is that if we have a fraction in the exponent, like 1 over m, all right, that's just the exact same thing as doing the mth root of b. All right, what does the mth root mean? We're looking for the number that we multiply by itself m times. All right, so whatever this number is, we need to multiply by itself that number of times, and we want to get the number that's in the root. So a square root, which we don't write the 2 most of the time, it means we're multiplying a number by itself twice. A cube root would mean you're multiplying that number by itself 3 times to get whatever is on the inside of the root. All right, so here's some examples. 4 to the 1/2. Again, that's the same thing as the square root of 4. And most of the times when we do a square root, we don't write that 2, so you'll just see it written like this. And we're looking for the number we multiply by itself 2 times to get 4. In this one, actually, if you make the common mistake is just dividing by whatever the root number is. In this case, you actually still get the right answer, which is 2. All right, but the answer is 2 because 2 times 2 equals 4. All right, 27 to the 1/3. The 1/3 power is the same as the cube root of 27. All right, so we're looking for a number that you multiply by itself 3 times. Again, the most common mistake students will do is do that and say the answer is 9, but you're not dividing. What you want to do is find the number you multiply by itself, and the answer here ends up being 3. And the answer is 3, because 3 times 3 times 3. 3 copies of 3 is 27. All right, 16 to the 1/4. The 1/4 power is the 4th root. And we're looking for something that you multiply by itself 4 times to get 16. And we've seen this in this video already. 4 copies of 2 make 16, so my answer is 2. All right, so go ahead and try this last one, 25 to the 1/2 on your own. And the answer you should get is 5, because 25 to the 1/2 is the square root of 25, and 5 times 5 is 25, so its square root is 5. All right, and the last thing we have to do is put it all together so we can have a negative exponent mixed with a fractional exponent mixed with a normal exponent. And the way we do these is I'll typically just do them in the reverse order we cover them in the video. So I'll worry about the fraction part first, then the negative exponent, and then the positive normal exponent after that. All right, so if I had 27 to the negative 2/3, you could write it this way, or you can kind of just think about what you're doing. But 27 to the negative 2/3 is 27 to the 1/3 raised to the negative 2. All right, and that's true because when you have this double exponent, you multiply the two of them, and if you multiply the two, you get back to there. All right, so I can split up the fraction part from the rest of it. All right, so first we can simplify this, 27 to the 1/3. We just saw this in our previous examples. It's the cube root of 27, and that's 3. And then 3 to the negative 2 is 1 over 3 to the positive 2, right, because that negative exponent makes it a fraction. And then 3 squared is 3 times 3 is 9. All right, so 27 to the negative 2/3 is 1/9. All right, 16 to the negative 1/2. I could write that as 16 to the 1/2, and then to the negative 1. So all the time is kind of picking off the bottom of that fraction part first, and then the whole number part second. All right, so 16 to the 1/2 is the square root of 16, that's 4. And then 4 to the negative 1 is 1 over 4 to the positive 1, which is just 4, so it's 1/4. All right. A couple more examples. 81 to the negative 3/4. Again, I'm always going to start off with the same thing of taking the number, raising it just to the bottom of that fraction first, and then the whole number part second. All right, so breaking up into smaller steps is going to make it simpler. And starting with the root first will make the number smaller rather than bigger first. This is a good order to do it in. All right, 81 to the 1/4. All right, something that has 4 copies, that gives you 81. All right, it's always a little bit of guess and check until you get kind of these memorized or just kind of quickly do them. But the first number you always check is 2. 4 copies of 2 makes 16, so that's not the answer. The next number you try is 3. 4 copies of 3 makes 81. All right, so that's 3. Because 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. Now we have the negative exponent, so that's going to be 1 over 3 to the positive 3. And then we have 3 cubed is 27. All right, so that is 1 over 27. All right, so go ahead and try this final one on your own. And the final answer you get is 1/4. Again, just go through it real quick. So we separate the third root part out first. 8 to the 1/3 is 2, because 2 times 2 times 2, 3 copies of 2 is 8. Then we take care of the negative exponent by turning it into a fraction. And then 2 squared is 4. All right, so that gives us our final answer of 1/4. All right, so now we've reviewed all the important things you need to know about exponents. All right, for this learning objective, you can do a skill check, and the skill check is going to have 4 problems of it. All right, one of each type of this video. So just a normal exponent, a negative exponent, a fractional exponent, and then one where they're all mixed together.